Welcome everyone, students, instructors and professors all alike. I'm Frida Rundell and a professor at the IRB Graduate School and also chair of the IRB. I would like to provide you with some insight into why we have to have an IRB committee. According to federal law in the United States of America, every institution that does research is required to have an IRB. IRB stands for the Institutional Review Board. And the Institutional Review Board function is as an advising body to the IRP when it comes to doing any research under its name. There are three different things I'd like to discuss and elaborate on for you to feel comfortable when entering into the course that requires human subjects as part of your study. Or if you are an individual who wishes to do research on your own, this applies to you. The three issues are, first of all, a certificate that everyone needs to obtain. The second is to discuss the selection of a form that you must complete before beginning research. And the third is some templates that are available to you for information and consent. Let's start first with what every student is needing. You need a certificate called the PHRP certificate. This certificate is required and you may obtain it online. We give you all the particulars and the steps you need to go through to be able to do it. It takes approximately 3 hours, and IRP have paid for students and instructors to do it, as it provides you with a code and instructions. Please look for the PHRP certificate information. And once you've completed it, make sure you print it and save your certificate. It has a number and a date that you need to maintain. This is important as every time you fill in a form for IRB, it requires this number and the date. The other thing that you need to remember is that your certificate is valid for 5 years. After 5 years, you would have to redo it to continue research. Now you are ready to choose the correct form for your course. This is the second part. There are 3 different kinds of forms: exempted, expedited, and full research. Now let's explain to you when you have to complete either one of these 3. Your instructor will also be very helpful in guiding you in this process. If you are to complete an exempted form, this means your instructor has requested it because the research that you're doing applies to exempted. It means that your research does not require human subjects, but needs to be a process that is restricted to that course and that course alone. So please consult your instructor if you are needing to do an exempted form. You are to send this exempted form back to your instructor, who will then let me have it at the IRB. When it comes to expedited form, you are doing research that requires feedback from participants, but they are not part of a vulnerable population. Now, a vulnerable population would be children under 18, disabled people, prison population, and so on. It also may be that you are doing a literature review that does not require humans, but just research under the IRP. In this case, an expedited form would be required. Send the form to your instructor, and once it is approved by the chair of the IRB, you may then begin your research. It usually takes 2 weeks for approval. The full research form means that you have the intention of doing a major research that involves vulnerable population and needs to be reviewed by the entire IRB board, which means 5 people. This has more checks and balances in it to make sure that the process of your research is valid, reliable, and maintaining human subject confidentiality and safety. This usually takes a little longer, 3 to 4 weeks, before approval is received. The third part of our discussion is where you will see on the IRB website, you will see consent forms and information forms. These are templates that assist you when you have to inform participants of your research. Please use them in conjunction with your instructor so that all participants are advised and you are transparent about what you are doing in your research. I wish you all well with your research and hope you enjoy it and find great value in doing it. Thank you.